AskReddit. Women, what do you find most confusing about men? Their refusal to see a doctor, even if they have the means. Your leg has fallen off. 'Tis but a scratch.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch?
I know my GF is mind baffled by this, but when she is pissed and having a terrible day she wants me to distract her and talk to her and be there for her. When I'm mad and or upset I like to be alone and distracted. I don't want to talk about it because it reminds me of the issue and I can't move on from it. I just want to play basketball or video games. I want to be left alone. Why men rarely ask for further detail. Husband and friend make plans to have a games night starting 5 PM at friend's place. That's all the info covered. Should we bring any games? It is at dinner time. Are we eating there? Are we meant to bring food? How many people are we feeding? Who is going to be there? Nothing. He knows nothing. If we were required to do more we'd have received that information. If all we get our time and place we know all we need to do is show up, fully clothed unless otherwise specified. Look at this guy showing up with all his clothes on. I haven't noticed this with girls, but I have noticed that my husband will just like stare out into space with severe concentration and I'll be like, what's wrong babe? And he will say something like, if all of our pets attacked me at once do you think I could fight them off? I've seen other guys do this too. It's just so fascinating. We have a medium pet mix, a small chihuahua mix, 2 ferrets and a hamster. So the answer was probably yes, unless he was asleep then maybe the medium dog could best him. LMAO. He simply spoke the thoughts out loud other men cover up with nothing. Every man still walks around having the same fantasy daydreams we did when we were younger. Very true. I only wish it was as pleasant and fun as when I was younger. Now I just daydream about shit I don't want to think about, but still do. My brain needs an off switch. Hey, I don't want to nag, but can you take out of the trash? Him, yep. Me, sees trash there next day. Because we intend to take out the trash eventually, but often procrastinate until we forget about the trash. My wife asked me why I don't understand her instructions half the time. I think it's because I can't read the context she has in mind. She, can you put the yellow thing in that thing over there? Me, find a yellow thing and put it in box, which her finger was pointing at. She, WTF are you doing? It's the other yellow thing, and you're putting it in the wrong place. Me, dazed and confused trying to figure out what the other yellow thing is, and where to put it try again with different object. She, Fasipum no. You're doing it wrong. Why are you so stupid? Takes other yellow object. Me, oh you meant that yellow towel. Why didn't you say so from the beginning? She, I showed you a million times before. You're useless. Ignore mode and sigh. I just wanted to make her happy and follow instructions. Edit. For those calling my wife a CNT or abusive, rest assured we are happily married and have a toddler and baby at home. So while this was happening, we usually have some screaming kids in the background. Just accumulation of stress and frustration that makes her say those things. BTW she said all of this in Japanese, so imagine a baka here and there. Adding to the fact Japanese is even harder to understand its context, read the air they say here. In Dutch guys call each other pig, which in English means duck. But they say it in a friendly way, because they are mates. Why call each other duck? Why not? Australians call each other CNT. It's a cool word pig. I'm trying to make the word CNT in the US as acceptable as it is in Australia. It's not going very well. Edit. The movement lives. Bless all you merry CNTs. My wife says she never understood how my friend walks into the apartment and goes straight to the kitchen and grabs stuff to eat/drink, like it's his own home. On top of it I don't give a f. She says she could never do with her girlfriends. While at the fridge you got anything to drink/eat? Don't know, check the fridge. You know where everything is. Get it yourself. Growing up we had a friend like this. But it didn't matter if we were home or not. We'd come home from vacation with him in our living room watching TV and eating our food. He was cool though, and still is. He'd even restock our pantry. This was a 12 to 14-year-old boy just letting himself into someone's house while they were gone. He'd also sleep there sometimes. And no, he didn't have family problems. He was just a strange one. How little they know about their friends. My husband was friends with a guy for years and didn't know how old he was. Don't even know how old I am. It's a number, I do know that much. Right, but it changes every 12 months. Who's supposed to keep track of that? What is up with having friends that give you SHT and attitude and it's all good? It's like you all like to torment each other and laugh about it. Not all men, just the ones I know. Edit. Awesome responses. It puts it into perspective lol. Well, Brad sucks and he needs to know it. He makes good music, though. How they absolutely refuse to ask for help. Back when we had no smartphones we were trying to find my friend's street and this guy I was with preferred to walk aimlessly for 30 minutes before I had enough and dared to ask someone for directions. Pretty much the first rule of the standard male mindset is that we are native problem solvers. Present a challenge and it becomes a project. A man is not lost, he just hasn't solved the puzzle of how to get to his destination yet. If you come to us with a sob story looking for a sympathetic ear, please make sure you tell us that early on. Otherwise you're here. Have you tried X? Maybe Y would help with that when you really just want damn that sucks. Let me give you a foot rub. I always ask my wife if this is a conversation with an action item. I guess a good way to deal with it is for the guy to ask how can I help? At the point where they'd normally try and give advice. That's an opening for her to say just cuddle me and tell me I'm pretty, or to ask for actual advice. Scrolls through channels on TV, sees movie, does not know when it started, has zero context about the plot, watches the rest of the movie anyway. Those handshakes you do, how do you coordinate it? It baffles me. A lifetime of practice. Still goes wrong sometimes. Apparently men can go into mental neutral and not think about anything. If this is true, how the duck does that even work? Also, hands in pants when watching TV/relaxing. Don't get it. Edit. This blew up. How do I clear my inbox? It's less nothing and more like a daydream you don't remember, or things that don't matter. How much gas is in the car? When was the last time I got gas? Which gas station did I go to? Did I go inside and get a soda? Oh yeah, it's the Coke sitting next to me. They were out of Pepsi. I like Pepsi better than Coke. I wonder what it was like to have Coca-Cola with cocaine in it. That reminds me, I'm supposed to meet up with that dude online for GTA. I wonder what the next console will be. Maybe I should switch to playing on the computer. I hate my computer at work. It is so slow. That guy on the freeway was really slow. Took forever to get to the gas station. Do I need an oil change? Did we buy groceries? I could use a sandwich, but dinner isn't far off. I'll just stay hungry for now. Oh look. Coke. What are you thinking about? Looks up at the TV, realizes I've missed 5 minutes and now have to figure things out from context. Nothing. The only time my hand sits in my waistband is because it's uncomfortable against my skin for some reason. Usually I've been sitting down with a belt buckle pushed against my stomach for too long and it's nice to make some room. Almost never has anything to do with my junk. I don't think I've ever left it there very long. Why are guys so apprehensive about receiving gifts? Buddy, I found a cool pair of socks that looks like a shark is eating your foot, and I paid next to nothing for it. Why do you have to act like you now have to pay for my college tuition? Can I not just gift guys things for fun? Reciprocity and escalation. I started by giving you a paperclip, now you are buying me a house. I gave you coffee, and now you want to send me on a private jet to the Lesser Antilles. Well, I'll fly you to the Greater Antilles.